Downer is very proud to bring this podcast series to you. At Downer, our purpose is to provide the vital services that connect communities and enable them to thrive. We do this by assembling the best minds, harnessing the power of technology and our enduring relationships to deliver sustainable outcomes for all.
My name is Jo Taranto and I'm joined today by Shaun Kempton, the National Water Manager, and Melissa Mellado Ruiz, the Business Development Manager at John Holland. And today we're talking about resilience and adaptation. Welcome.
Awesome. Thanks, Jo.
Thank you.
Appreciate you having us.
What does it mean when we talk about resilience and adaptation, Shaun?
So resilience to me is about creating robustness in the system and the flexibility to respond to change. So you're not just set down a particular pathway where there's one source of failure, I guess. And we've got a couple of options in which to respond to a range of outcomes, I guess.
How do you see it impacting the water industry, and what sort of trends and challenges are coming up with your clients?
Well, there's a massive challenges coming up. So obviously, I think more broadly across Australia, there's an ageing asset base that has been in service a long period of time. There is a large amount of legislative change that is either in progress or upcoming. And there's also some challenges with the broader industry sector itself. We know as we work across sectors, there is this general shift away from transport, like traditional transport, rail, road infrastructure, towards more energy and water sectors. And with that, it creates its own challenges across the board. So,
what do you see coming up for you with the clients, Melissa?
Yeah, so I definitely see our clients that need to kind of respond to both some shocks that are quite intense and kind of more and more frequent. So obviously in terms of climate change, especially in Australia, I guess we've got droughts and then floods and then bushfires, and so that's potentially something that's definitely putting more pressure on their infrastructure and water assets. And then on the other side, we've got some more kind of slow stresses that are also impacting the assets. So obviously urbanization and the growth of population and getting kind of more and more pressure on those assets from that point of view, and in terms of planning as well. So it's kind of like looking at how we can combine solutions that can be fit for purpose, or kind of a mix of solutions for responding to all those challenges.
How do you work with your clients to help them be more resilient?
Yeah, so we do quite a bit of engagement, and not just with our clients, but also with other stakeholders in the market to look at it from collaborative perspectives in terms of how we think about the projects that are coming in the market. So obviously what the clients need to make sure that their infrastructure would be the best place for their customers, because I guess it's where whatever we're doing is to help our clients, customers, and the end users that will be using the water. So yeah, from that collaboration perspective and kind of looking at it not necessarily from the boundary of the water utility as well, but kind of looking at it as the synergies that we can create in the market in terms of what collaboration we're doing.
You're listening to the Australian Water Association podcast series, and I'm speaking with Shaun Kempton and Melissa Mellado Ruiz from John Holland. Have you got some examples of some of the projects you've worked on, Shaun?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. So, if we look at the desal space, we're very proud of the 2 desal plants that we've built in Australia and the Gold Coast and Sydney. Both of those are now coming up for expansion, so responding to this general challenge of growth and creating resilience in the system. They're 2 sort of focuses for us over the next 12 months or so as we kind of move through procurement. We're also involved in the Belmont desal project, which again will create additional redundancy in Hunter Water's system. Additionally, there is a very large desal scheme proposed in South Australia, Northern Water Project, which is fundamental to really unlocking the South Australian economy, and a good transition into the green hydrogen space as well. So, certainly a lot of activity in the area, and we are thinking about it more broadly as well. As I said before, I think a general challenge that we have is this shift in the broader construction market from one sector to another, and that really requires a transition of technical resource. So we do need to create that capacity in the team in which we use to bid and deliver these jobs. In terms of the broader space that we look at, desal is obviously one component. I think the second part of that is actually this shift towards purified recycled water. And we're seeing that play out across a number of the utilities that we work with. Certainly Upper South Creek for Sydney Water is a project we're really proud of. It's very exciting. So a very large project in Western Sydney. Very technologically advanced, and hoping that will be one of Australia's kind of first purified recycled water plants. Moving forward.
That'd be a pretty big one for Australia.
Yeah, hopefully.
I guess a lot of opportunities and risks to map out as well. Is the appetite there out of necessity, do you think?
Yeah, absolutely. I think for us, we're a values-based business, or at least we'd like to think so. It's certainly a space that we see a lot of opportunity to, leave a lasting social impact, for one, to sort of move towards more sustainable solutions. And these sort of projects need to consider the whole life cycle. So generally when they come to market, we're not just looking at the design and construction solution, we're also looking at the operational life cycle of that, and we're using that to create really the offers that we put on the table. So.
Any advice for other utilities or stakeholders, Melissa?
Probably to keep working together. I think the sort of forums that bring the whole industry together is pretty good, to have those sharing of best practices, and what's happening in one region might not be the exact solution for another region, but it might inspire them to actually pick and choose from what's working and not working, and learning from that to make sure to develop the best solutions for their particular context. So I think that's
probably add to that. So I think for us, so by the time a project sort of gets to our stage in the life cycle, a lot of the thinking and smarts has been done up front with the planner, and we can sort of turn that vision into a reality, I guess. The challenge that we really have in that space is there's all sorts of possibilities and directions we can take a solution. But what we're really calibrating against is what a customer would value, and cutting through it, a water project on. So I guess my stress and my advice would be to be clear about the outcomes that you're seeking and how you value projects, how you value the award of a project, because we will respond to the levers that you put in front of us. And it's fine to say that you value something, but until you use that as a measure for how you're going to move forward with the project itself, then it creates some challenges. Yeah.
It sounds like good advice. I've been speaking with Shaun Kempton, the National Water Manager, and Melissa Mellado Ruiz, the Business Development Manager at John Holland. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.